LSU. Reshaping Futures.
Gathered as one in honor of our alma mater, hand in hand, sharing one vision in service of God and nation. When the Sallians unite, the future is bright, with the Father as our guiding light. One heart, one soul, one dream, one goal, one hope, one faith, animal. One banner, one glory, we're proud of who we are. One world, one spirit, one lasal.
Carry on, Lasallians, in searching for truth. 'Cause doing what's right is our passion. We all have the courage and the wisdom to lead in faith, service, and communion.
In memory of our founder, Jean Baptiste de La Salle, forever we stand as one. One heart, one soul, one dream, one goal, one hope, one faith, animal. One banner, one glory, we're proud of who we are. One world, one spirit, one lasal. One heart, one soul, one dream, one goal, one hope, one faith, animal. One banner, one glory, we're proud of who we are. One world, one spirit, one lasal. One soul, one dream, one goal, one hope, one faith, animal. One banner, one glory, we're proud of who we are. One world, one spirit, one lasal.
remain united, undivided. We will scream and shout, let the
Let's turn up proud so you can sing it loud. Raise a fist up high, reaching to the sky. Left and green and white, together we will fight. Never shall we fail, screaming hail, 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 we won. Feel the same heartbeat, we stand here as one. We come all together and we beat the same drum. One world for our nation, one world, one side. We come all together.
Fist up high, reaching to the sky, repping green and white, together we will fight.
Never shall we fail, screaming hail, hail, hail. We are, we are, we Funny how it's different now that I got somebody. Yeah, it's funny.
Are you ready to be creative,
Yeah, it's
to help others, to improve more? University Creative Team is looking for graphic artists, photographers, videographers, animators to serve under University Student Government. Why wait? Join now.
me be the change I want to see. To do with strength and wisdom all that needs to be done, and become the hope that I can be. Set me free from my fears and hesitation. Granting courage and humility. Fill me with spirit to face the challenge. Start the change I long to see. Today I start the change I want to see. Even if I'm not the light, I can be the spark. In faith, service, and communion, let us start the change we want to see. The change that begins in me. Today I start the change I want to see. Even if I'm not the light, I can be the star. Service and communion. Let us start the change we want to see. The change that begins in me. Jesus in us. Jesus in Mayang magiliw, pala sa silangan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lumang hinirang, duyan na ng magiliw, sa manlulupig, di ka masisi. Sa nanganap mundong sisimay at sa langit mamahal, manilag ang ulan, awit sa panayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdidinig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng ating pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming bigaya ng may mga ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good afternoon, Lasallians. Welcome to our second virtual town hall. This afternoon, let us be informed with a selection of the new set of student leaders of the University Student Government and the College Student Councils for the academic year 2021-2022. To welcome us this afternoon, here is our USG President, Mr. Zaid J.S. Alfanta.
Maayong Lasal, welcome to the Student Town Hall. It is with mixed emotions that I welcome you to this Student Town Hall because we will be tackling something very important today, and that is the USG and CSC 2021 elections. The past 8 months have been a very wonderful experience for me, and that is why I am filled with both happiness and sadness today. Sadness because my presidency has been one of the most memorable years in my college life, and it is about to end. Happiness because I know that we have a very trustworthy process of selecting the new student leaders leaders to whom I shall pass the torch of the USG. And because of that, I invite you all to listen attentively to the Commission of Elections today, as well as to the testimonies of the current student leaders. I invite you to consider the functions and privileges that the officers will receive. Lastly, I invite you to step up and take the lead in the student leadership here in LaSalle University. Once again, welcome to the Student Town Hall, and I hope that you will all be enlightened by the topics that we'll be discussing today. Thank you, and animo
Thank you, Press. To give us some insights about the USG and CSC 2021 election activities, we have our COMELEC Head Commissioner, Mr. Romarch Sahorga. Say the date, aspiring student leaders. Now let's proceed to the qualifications for elections. The first one. Hello?
Okay, so save the date according to the leader. Now let's proceed to the qualifications for election. So the first one, the candidate must be a bona fide student duly enrolled in the undergraduate program at the university. The second one is that the candidate must be a student for at least one academic year for general purposes, presidential and gubernatorial positions, and also for at least one semester immediately preceding to the day of election. This includes first year students. Next is that the candidate must not be a graduating student in the first semester of the academic year within his or her term. The fourth one is the candidate must not have been found guilty of any major offense or disciplinary action as specified in the student handbook and as certified by the Student Discipline and Probation Director. The fifth one, the candidate must be of good academic standing as confirmed by the university registrar.
So the qualifications, the candidate must be of good academic standing as confirmed by the university registrar. He or she has not failed a subject of more than 3 units in the immediately preceding semester. He or she is not on academic probation or disciplinary action as confirmed by the office of the registrar or the office of the dean.
Okay, so the last qualification is the candidate must not be a current member of the campus press organization. Now, if you are suitably qualified and you're asking how to, here is the filing process. So first, you must download the COC file and then fill out the form. Next, you must submit your certificate of candidacy in PDF format to the official email of the Pamela, which is pamela@lsu.edu.ph. Next, the last step is for program head, coordinator, college dean, university registrar, and discipline officer in your school. The Pamela will email you and verify your candidacy if it is approved or not. Check your LSU account from time to time. That's all, everyone. I hope everything is clear. I encourage everyone to run and to exercise your right to vote. For additional announcements, we will give updates on our Facebook page, which is the Salle University Commission on Elections. Thank you for listening. Have a great day, and I'm Melissa.
Thank you for that, Ramarch. Don't worry, Lasallians, as we will post the information on the USG page. At this point, let us hear the testimonies from the current student leaders. To represent the governors of each college, here we have Governor Marlo Cabresos from the College of Computer Studies, Engineering, and Architecture.
A leader knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. A quote by John C. Maxwell that we student leaders would relate. Anytime a crisis strikes, we must know what to do, what the next move should be, and have an infinite number of contingency plans. We are certainly named leaders because we can empower others. Good afternoon, Brazilians. I am Marlon Silva Cabresos. We, as a student leaders, are accountable for achieving successful and outstanding educational results. We are more than just leaders. We are futurists. disciplinarians, creators, designers, accessors, and much more. We are active in the day-to-day operations of the school and serve as a go-between in the event of any disputes between organizations, students, teachers, and educate participants, such as student summits, university activities. We build the role of balancing the dynamic concept of school leadership, which requires us to be strategic thinkers and responsive to the demands and needs of our fellow students in the student-related activities. Back, I was a freshman who started as a vice governor before I became a governor for 2 consecutive academic years. I have learned, witnessed, and grown to be a leader of who I am today. As the governor of the College of Computer Studies, Engineering, and Architecture, I was entitled to be a firm and competent leader. It has been a pleasure to me thinking that I started to operate as a governor in my early college years and to lead an organization without hesitations and accepted the challenge to guide sincere students wholeheartedly. It was the early years of the sacrifice. I have seen my college that naturally shows major core performances in every university event, and I wanted to change that. Further, the challenge allowed me to go beyond my limits and have performed tasks that I have never done before. I want to know that I already made a difference and touched the lives of my fellow students through leading and serving them with utmost transparency and boldness. Indeed, being a governor of my college is memorable. I had experienced both unforeseen and heaven-sent situations. Despite the difficulties, I was able to overcome the circumstances, together with my fellow officers, that we were able to present a tea at the table. This pandemic changed the transitions and brought despair to the students, teachers, and our leaders. But because of the helping hands, we were able to see the light in the spectrum. Amidst this pandemic, the student leaders were still able to aggregate by spreading their powerful wings, and I think that will be the manifestation of the hardships of every college council. Thus, it's also our success as the governors, seeing our fellow enjoy and learn from all the activities planned for them. Leaders are made, they are not born. On behalf of the college governors, may we continue to rise, continue to serve, and shape futures. I am grateful to be part of this student body, which continues to inspire, excel, and be vulnerable to everyone. We are not competitors, but we are a family of leaders. May this influence aspiring leaders that being a leader is not just a position, but an action, and that being a leader always makes a difference. Animo Lasal, Viva Aguila!
Thank you, Gov. Next, we have Mr. Andy Garcia, the USG EcoCom Senator, to share his testimony in behalf of the USG Senators.
Maayong Lasal, I am Andy Garcia, currently your USG Senator. On behalf of my co-senators, we are composed of committees created for special purpose and specific functions. My role as a senator for the Environmental Care and Outreach Committee handles community-related emergencies and that provides avenue where students can extend their hands of service outside the university, take responsibility in the strengthening of the LEGO policy, organize activities that would cater to the conservation and preservation of the environment. Lastly is to negotiate with organizations outside the university for possible environmental campaigns and services. It is evident that shifting from handling events face-to-face to organizing it virtually became a challenge to the student body. Honestly, it arrived at the point where the energy in preparing the events during the pandemic was far different from how it was and how it should be. But given that you hold the responsibility as a student leader, there is no room for saying no if it's for the welfare of the students that you are representing. Seeing everyone at its place when we were allowed to gather for preparation of the big events made everything smooth despite the situation we are into right now. And not only that, pressure was not felt knowing that the student body itself is behind to support you. There might be negative occurrences all throughout the duration of the event. That is basically normal. Still, the end game was a fruitful one as we have shared each of our best for the success of the event. Envisioning excellence through leadership has become my ideal as an officer. Being a leader reminds me to aspire to excel in terms of standards and services to their constituents, to entail consistency in pursuing varied tasks and maintaining standards. Furthermore, I learned that to be recognized and to be a leader means serving the people for the best of your ability. I believe that serving you is both an honor and a responsibility that I should treasure. To encapsulate it is a main guest, learning never ceases to stop with a resolute thirst for knowledge and excellence. Tales of learning will stack to infinity. That is, I will treasure to the most. I am far from being the best. I make a lot of missing mistakes, but every day I aspire to learn and do better than I do yesterday. Yes, I am a leader, but I brag myself as a servant of myself, of my family, and my friends. So being an officer will develop the skills that you have and give you the chance to gain new ones. You'll get to be part of a close-knit officer team, meet lots of new people, gain leadership experiences, and take on a range of challenges. I believe that all of you have the power to make change. That's why we invite you to take part of the student leadership here in Salle University. In UST, leadership is not a position or a title. It is an action and example.
Thank you, Andy. For the information of everyone, if you have questions or queries, reserve them after the giving of testimonies as our student leaders will answer them for you. And now let us proceed with our USG Vice President, Ms. Sheila May Pilago, for her testimony as a student leader.
Seth Berkeley once said, leadership is about vision and responsibility, not power. I always look up to this quote because I believe that leadership and being in a position is not about power, but rather it is about helping, fulfilling your responsibility, and making a change to the whole Lasallian community. Good day, Lasallians. I am Sheila May Pilago, your current University Student Government Vice President. There are a lot of misconceptions about leadership and most especially entering the university student government organization. Too many aspiring leaders get caught up about the privileges such as power, fame, and supremacy, but behind all these walls are the duties and responsibilities. My role as the USG Vice President starts with being the right hand of the USG President in the operational planning of the organization. This means that I report directly to the President. I also act as the chairperson of the Council of Student Organizations, or CSO, and right now, I am the one handling all the academic-based organization as well as the interest-based organizations. Aside from that, I also act as presiding officer in the absence of the president, and I will be the one who will assume automatically the presidency in case the president resigned, terminated for an offense committed, or otherwise incapacitated until the members of the organization have elected a new one. If ever this will happen, I will assume the responsibilities of the president in matters concerning internal affairs if the president is absent or incapacitated, or if so, directed by the executive board. In addition, during celebrations of university-wide weeks and other occasions warranting participation of the USG, I am the one supervising the planning and implementation of these special projects. Moreover, I also address student concerns regarding the operational efficiency and development of physical facilities in the university. I resolve problems with regard to the facilities and equipment of the university. Lastly, I assist the president in conducting activities of the organization and perform incidental duties as may be assigned by the president of the organization. My term as the very first USG vice president in the new normal setting is really challenging because of the pandemic, which has brought so much changes to all of us. We were welcomed by uncertainties and doubts, but what keeps me to stay and pursue is my commitment to serve you, my fellow Lasallians. My commitment in serving you gives me hope and light to finish my term, and yes, in 2 months, I will be ending my term. I can now say that I have no regrets at all because everything is all worth it. All the challenges, pressures, and hardships had outweighed the experiences that I encountered. All throughout our term, I was able to challenge myself to think outside the box and the gates of our university, which I cannot experience in a face-to-face setting. Aside from that, I consider myself lucky because I am surrounded by flexible and creative fellow USG officers led by our USG President, Mr. Red Alpanta. All the bond and memories that we had are priceless. We have truly proved that the University Student Government of LaSalle University possesses strategic thinking skills and both creative and flexible and also reliable. Becoming part of the University Student Government is becoming the voice of the LaSallian community. So, LaSallians, become one of the voice of our community. I invite you all to take part in the student leadership here in LSU and be the next USU Vice President. It is in this difficult time that our community needs you to empower and uphold the rights and welfare of the students and the Lasallian values of faith, service, and communion. May we create a bridge to fill in the gap that this pandemic has brought. Let us work together to strengthen campus collaboration in the new normal and give our full force to provide the student body the greater flexibility in responding to the current circumstances. Let us continue together to teach minds, touch hearts, and transform lives. Animo Lasal.
Thank you, Miss Sheila. And last but not the least, we have our very own USG President for the academic year 2020 to 2021, Mr. Zyke Jayos Alfanta.
Maayong Lasal. I am Zach Jayus G. Alfanta, your current University Student Government President. Before anything else, I would like to emphasize what the USG is really about. It is representation, empowerment, and development. The USG, as the highest governing student body in LSU, commits itself to uphold your rights and welfare, to help you reach holistic development, and to instill leadership and initiative in your hearts and minds as Lasallians. My role as the USG president starts with representing you, my fellow Lasallians. It is by being the official spokesperson of the USG at any function, meeting, or assembly within and outside LSU. It is also by being the chief executive of the USG, which means that I act as the chairman of the operational planning of the organization, and I preside over the meetings of the USG Executive Board, Executive Committee, General Assemblies like the Student Town Hall, Convention of Leaders, and committees within the USG. Being the chief executive also means that I am the one who shall oversee the internal and external affairs of the USG to ensure that they are running in accordance to conformity set forth by the USG Constitution and bylaws. And as the president, I also represent the USG in sectoral activities within and outside LSU and sign all official correspondence of the USG. My role as the USG president continues to develop yourselves at all aspects in life, and that is through implementing policies, programs, and projects within my jurisdiction in coordination with the other USG officers and the College Student Council officers. These policies, projects, and programs include the student activities that the USG hosts, the assistance given to students who experience emergency and medical attention, as well as the concerns raised by students, and policies set by the USG to ensure student participation and development. My role as the USG president lives on by promoting and developing student leadership in the student body by nominating and or appointing the student representatives to external alliances, seminars, sectoral organizations, university-wide committees, and other functions requiring representation and appointment. I also monitor directly or indirectly the performance of all offices and committees with executive functions, which are the committees headed by the USG senators. I also work closely with the college student councils, especially the governors, in policy making, student activities, and even student representation and assistance. My term in the USG is probably one that will be remembered, not only by me, but also by the people inside the USG and the college student councils, because my term is the first one in the new normal setting. It was hard at first. I faced so many challenges and uncertainties given the totally new and unexplored setting that we're currently in. However, it did not stop me and my fellow student leaders to dedicate ourselves to the commitments of the USG, which I have mentioned earlier. What makes it memorable is that we are given an important chance and role to reimagine everything that the USG does, which means that we are the pioneers of the future procedures and systems that the USG will be implementing in the new normal. Most of the work with the USG officers is about delegation of responsibilities, to tasks, to paperwork, to events, to student assistance, absolutely online. That is why I really became excited whenever big happenings come and me and my fellow USG officers get the chance and approval to gather in the campus. I become excited to see their faces and hear their voices and laughter. Another thing that made my term memorable is the trust given to me by the Student Affairs Center and the Office of the Vice President for La Salle Mission. I have been given a lot of opportunities by these offices to become courageous and strong, critical and empowered, and of course, to grow as a Lasallian and as a student leader for the world. Lastly, even amidst the pandemic, the greatest joy I have while being the USG president is being able to do things for my fellow Lasallian students. The thank yous we receive after every assistance that we provide to you, our fellow students. Give me joy. The comments, messages, and reactions you give us online after every student activity is being joy. The participation of the students, the coordination of the college student councils and council of student organizations, the performances you put out, the engagement that you give us, your response to everything that we do for you, they all give me joy. Now that the academic year 2020-2021 is almost over, the election is also nearing you. My fellow Lasallians, I urge you to take part in the student leadership here in LaSalle University. It may be a different time with different ways, but trust me, different is exciting and memorable. It may be a difficult responsibility, but trust me again, it is all worth it if you take it.
Dili ra lagi sila tumakbo jud na siyang kuan.
You
Food Panda.
are equipped with everything you need as a leader in the USG. Be bold, be brave, take the lead. Amidst the pandemic, let us continue together. Thank you, and Animo Lasal.
Ako na ha. And that, my fellow Lasallians, are the testimonies of our current student leaders. We will now entertain questions or queries about the upcoming selection of the new set of student leaders. Kindly comment your question on the chat box, and our USG president and the head commissioner will answer them for you. Once again, if you have questions, you can comment on the chat box so that it will be answered by our USG president and the head commissioner. Once again, if you have questions regarding the upcoming selection of the new set of student leaders, kindly comment your question on the chat box. So there are no questions. If you have questions later on, you can email them on the USG email, usg@lsu.edu.ph and comelec@lsu.edu.ph. And don't worry, Lasallians, we will post further announcements and details regarding the upcoming selection of new student leaders on the USG Facebook page. Before we end this afternoon's program, let us first welcome our OIC Director for Student Affairs, Brother Genuel Indaya FSC, for his message of empowerment and thanks.
Maayong nasasalunan. I'm Brother Gino and I FSC. I was recently asked to man the fort as they look for a permanent replacement for the director of the Student Affairs Center. As that may be the case, let me reassure you of the services that we continue to provide for your welfare. Thank you for being part of this town hall. May your participation into this activity allow you to begin a process of discernment on what kind of leaders you wish to have in the near future. It has been more than a year since the first lockdown here in the country started. And even today, we have yet to see the light at the end of this dark tunnel. Yet, we are hopeful, we continue to be hopeful because of all the adjustments that we have done over the past few months. I hope you are still safe and you're doing well. Rest assured that we are here in the university to assist you the best way we can. We have seen the implication and the consequence of the leaders that we have in our country, in our locality. May this be an inspiration and motivation for you to choose wisely, for you to discern and reflect on the choices that you make here in the university. We wish in the university to continue to train and provide opportunities for our students to be better leaders so that they may lead our country better in the future. We think about this in this process that we've started today. Rest assured of our support, of our prayers here in the university. We look forward to seeing you in the near future. Animo Lasal.
We have further announcements. The CISEA Week will be on April 12 to 17, 2021, and the CTHM Saulog Pasalamat virtual awarding of FAM Days participants will be today after the town hall, and CBA Week on April 19 to 24, 2021, and the Hinigalaay St. LaSalle Day celebration will be on April 30, 2021. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes our second virtual town hall. Always remember to wear your mask, sanitize, and animo lasal.
A shield of green and white, we'll fight to keep your glory bright, and never shall we fade. Hail to thee, our alma mater, hail, hail, hail. Hail, hail, alma mater, hail to the star. High and bright, the shield of green and white, we'll fight to keep your glory bright, and never shall we fade. Hail to thee, our alma mater, hail, hail, hail.
LSU. Reshaping futures. Reshaping